Okay. We're working.
Hello.
Hello. Again.
Hey.
Okay. You ready to talk about the book?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'm ready.
Let's do a plot recap first.
Wait, what is our book?
Our book is Where Shadows Bloom by Cathrine Bakewell. It is a dual point of view young adult romantasy. It follows the story of Ophelia and Lope as they leave the safety of their home to head to, what is the place called?
The Chateau.
Le Chateau Enchanté.
The Chateau. Yeah.
And discover that things are not what they seem.
Shadows.
The shadows are
everywhere.
coming from the chateau. And the king is the reason they are there. And the plot kind of culminates with Ophelia being tossed into the underworld. Because her father sucks. Her father was the king. Her dad sucks. And then Lope making a deal to free her, and then instead Ophelia decides she's going to stay in the underworld in exchange for the freedom of everyone else.
Let's go, Persephone.
No, she's Eurydice.
Oh.
It's Orpheus Eurydice. Making a deal.
That's what I bet.
And then in the epilogue we find out that the King of Shadows is going to let them free because he's realized what love is.
Aww.
Yeah. So I didn't make a list of things for us to talk about for this one. But I mean, it's not a bad book, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's great.
What did we like about it? Let's start with the good.
Yeah, let's start with the good.
What was good? What did you enjoy?
I really liked the way there wasn't just an emphasis on romantic love. I really enjoyed the way that, particularly, I mean, there was all types of love in this book, because there was also a love for one's fellow man within the book, from Lope's perspective, because the way she feels about Carlos is described as love. But that's not a romantic love, it's a friend love. It's a love for one's fellow man and somebody who shares your goal. But also the way that it portrays maternal love, I think, was very good as well.
What was the example of maternal love? Was that Ophelia and her mom?
Marisol. And also, what is her name? Let me find her name again. The mother of the librarian that we meet, like, at the very end.
Oh yeah, I liked her. That was cool. I can't remember.
I don't remember her name. It's like Elgatain or something. But I found that there was very clearly a, like, maternal love and the love for one's mother displayed from Ophelia that was, like, it was the same value as romantic love.
Right, like one wasn't prioritized over the other.
Yeah.
They were, like, both equally worthy in the eyes of the protagonist.
Yeah.
It wasn't like... Yeah, which is nice. It's nice to see variations of love in a single story, and all of those relationships being given equal or a similar
and, like,
value.
The people that the king sacrificed that were people he loved weren't the people he loved romantically. They were his brother and his dad and his mom.
Sad.
He sucks. We hate him. What
Anything else you liked?
I thought
And then I'll talk about what I liked.
the description was very good. I enjoyed some of the characters. So Lope, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the Shadow King and how he wasn't actually like, this guy isn't as evil as you think he is. He's just not human. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like when we have characters that are not human who are given non-human values.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of silly to think that this is my thing with fantastical creatures within stories, right? That like they all care about the same shit that we do.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm
that was
very solidly in the opinion that if something is not human and has not been raised with human values, why does it have all of the same moral understandings that we do? That doesn't make
Why
any
is it
sense
Christian?
to me.
Why is
Doesn't
it
make
Christian?
any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Why does it follow Jesus' teachings? I don't get it.
Like,
Make it make
obviously, the Shadow
Why
King,
does it give a shit?
who's a god of the underworld, who's like an outcast, isn't gonna care that people are dying.
No, he had different priorities.
He just wants the stories.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that was a cool angle. I think that like a god of the underworld would see the death of thousands as like a population boom. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, okay, cool. I'm having a boomer generation in my kingdom. Okay, let's make sure they don't dismantle all of the socio-economic systems as they come into power. That would be great.
Like,
you know,
he doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
All he cares about is learning what humans are like. And if that means people have to die, that means people have to die.
He wouldn't see that as a loss.
No.
He's just like, yeah.
Not until the very end of the book.
We're building a suburb. Yeah, I kind of we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But, all right. So so positives there. What I enjoyed about the book, I agree with you 100%. I really enjoyed. Is it Lope or Lope?
I said Lope, but it might be Lope.
I was pronouncing it Lope in my head.
Oh no.
I enjoyed her a lot. I enjoyed her a lot. Okay, so I read a review that because this book uses the knight and noble dynamic, that typically because of the power imbalance of those two people, you end up with a really angsty relationship where the knight has feelings for the person that they're protecting.
Yearning.
Right. Angst. Yes, yearning. But they have to prioritize their duty over their feelings.
Yeah.
And while we did get some of that, I appreciated the depth of Lope's personality.
She wasn't just that her infatuation.
Yeah, I liked that. Okay, so typically when it's a man, we get like a lot of broody introspection. And Lope thought about other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She had like a goal.
Hi, Leo.
Who's this?
Hello, Leo.
Nina.
Hi,
Nina.
Talking about where shadows move.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you eating?
Ham.
Oh.
He's microwaving ham?
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, my mom made not lunch meat ham. My mom made a ham today. Yeah, a real ham. She made a whole ham for us.
Nice.
He's eating. So I really like that she had a lot of depth to her character. Like, okay, so as a person, she wasn't like a caricature. Like there wasn't as much yearning. There wasn't as much angst as I wanted. But
I think for me there was the correct amount of yearning because it was always in the background.
I do really like that she processed her stuff in a more realistic way, in that when she realized that this wasn't something that she could do much about, she started thinking about other things
Yeah.
and
She was like,
started
"Well,
focusing her attention on different things. And then, but then of course, like Ophelia's always there, so like her mind would always kind of come back to it.
yeah.
But I liked it. Like it made her very human to me.
Yeah. Like,
You
one of
know?
the, when I was going through and annotating, I have a little, like, color code of the different themes that I'm annotating about. And one of the things I was annotating about was humanity and, like, how they show how people are. Like, what makes someone human. And part of that is that they are not just one thing. Like, yes,
Right.
Lope is in love with Ophelia, but she's also a knight who is fighting the shadows. She's also best friends with Carlos, who has died. She's also somebody who is trying to find out what is going on with these shadows and why it is happening.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the different aspects of her personality. And I think those were portrayed really well, described really well. She was a very well-rounded and deep, surprisingly deep character.
Yeah.
Because I tend to feel like the knight character gets really glossed over. And I felt the author making real efforts to make to make the knight character as multifaceted as our heroine protagonist.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great, which I really liked. Like when it's a dual perspective novel and we really do get dual perspective.
Yes, and
You
it's
know?
not just, we're adding in this just to give us another perspective. It's there was
great.
actual
Like,
thought.
it was really nice.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that a lot. What else did I like? What else did I like? I liked. Okay, I liked the prose. The prose was really flowery.
Yeah,
which was
purple
nice.
prose.
Right, which was nice, but I have a complex relationship with it because I'm a pretty straightforward person and I found myself getting kind of lost in the description sometimes. And while I can appreciate like the beauty of the prose and like the nuance of the description, I also kind of found myself zoning out because I listened to this like on audiobook.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the narrators because she did a great job. If you want to pick this book up on audiobook, I do recommend it. I think the narrator did an awesome job for bringing a lot of the character into the voice. Especially with the kind of prose that she was working with, like it's like kind of like reading Shakespeare in your brain, and then having an actor read Shakespeare to you, and you can feel like the inflection and the speech pattern and stuff like adds a lot to it. If I had tried to just sit down and read this book like from a book, I wouldn't have got through it. I'd have been like, "What's happening?" Like, I'm so confused. Just for myself, that's the way that my brain works. Like I love description, but I have to be able to imagine what's happening, and that's why I prefer to watch Shakespeare and listen to it as opposed to like sitting down to read it because I can't see it. I don't know what's going on.
That is fair.
Yeah, so prose, so that's like a half. That's a half like for me. I did enjoy a lot of it, and like I write, you write, and a lot of that seeing unique description can be really inspirational and like, oh, I really enjoyed the way she phrased that.
Yeah.
But it did take me out of the story sometimes because I didn't know what was happening. It distracted me from the immersion occasionally. But other than that, what else did I like? I really there are things that I like about Ophelia's character. I enjoyed her innocence. I enjoyed.
She was a very naive character.
I enjoyed her enthusiasm for exploration and adventure. And but not coming at it from a perspective of somebody who's read a lot and then is inspired to live a life of adventure. She just seems to have like an innate curiosity and zest for life, which I enjoyed.
I think it balanced Lope out very well.
Right, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I like to see female characters who are just excited to be there. Sometimes
it's that whole like. We should be able to have protagonists who are women and soft.
Yeah, like just excited. You know, like I see a lot. I'm kind of like that. Like I'm just a person who's really enthusiastic about things most of the time. I like to find the joy in situations, and it's nice to see a female character reflecting that back at me.
Yeah.
Because the only way women can have enthusiasm in a lot of stories is if they're like a tomboy. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't need that aspect of Ophelia for her to kind of have that like I said, that enthusiasm and that
Yeah.
zest and that excitement for just life. That youthful exuberance was fun, and I enjoyed that. That was good. That's pretty much it for me. That's what I liked.
I really liked Ophelia at the beginning and the end, and then in the middle, she kind of annoyed me. Specifically when it came to like her doing things that like I make sense
let's
for
do
her
dislikes
character.
then.
That makes
We'll
sense.
go into dislikes
Yeah.
from here. Yeah. Dislikes.
The actions make
Ophelia's
sense
annoying.
for her character, right? So it's not necessarily I dislike it because it makes sense. Like it's well written, but
Right, like there's stuff in the text too that it makes sense in the text. Like
Yeah.
this, it's backed up by her background and like it's
and her
not just pulled out of
naivety.
nowhere. Like she's not being made annoying for drama.
Yeah.
Like she's not being
Because,
made
like-
annoying because a lot of authors do that and it pisses me off. Like they need conflict, so they just make the
And they
formerly
make her a
competent female character annoying
Yeah.
and ridiculous.
Because,
and that wasn't
like-
what was happening here. This
No.
was established
this is
before, and
And
it
it-
makes sense with her arc.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it is a coming of age story. She's going to make a mistake. That's just part of a coming of age story. She's gonna do something that fucks up everything. So like her reading Lope's poetry without permission, or her being upset when Lope is like, I love you, but I can't, like, you're not trusting me, and you've trusted me forever, and suddenly you don't. And then it's Lope who's being unreasonable in Ophelia's mind.
I really like that she read her poetry because that's typically something that happens within books, but the other way around, like
Yeah.
where the man reads where the noble man reads the female servants,
Yeah.
woman servants
Private
book
stuff.
or diary or journal. Yeah, and it's not really depicted as like a violation in the same way because with the
I
power
appreciated
dynamic,
that
it's
it
kind
was
of like
portrayed as a fracture of
right.
trust. Because
exactly.
it
And when
is.
it's flipped around like that, it's not portrayed that way because it's not portrayed that way. And this was, which is interesting because like with the noble and knight dynamic, the knight kind of has everything because the noble gives it to them. And it's kind of like, well, everything that's yours is actually mine,
Yeah.
you know? And it was interesting that like that didn't come into play because that's where I thought it was going. That's where I thought it was going. And I kind of would have loved to see like
I think
Ophelia like leaning into the power.
It
And
almost got
I don't know if
there,
I'm. It all like I thought that's where it was going.
but I think
But it didn't go there.
Ophelia as a character didn't perceive the amount of power she had. And I think that's why it didn't go there. Because at that point in the story, I don't think she perceived herself as somebody who had power. I think she still viewed herself as somebody who was like, oh, I'm just a girl, and I'm enjoying my life, and I'm doing things that please me. I don't think she came to understand until after Lope left that A, she was Lope's lady, therefore she held power there, and B, she was a princess. And I think it took her a moment to put that into place, what Lope was already aware of.
Yeah, that you're right. That just makes sense. But I like that. That was it was a nice spin on the trope,
Yeah.
cliche, stereotype. I don't know.
Trope.
One of those. Yeah, that was good. But yeah, Ophelia did get. She did frustrate me. Also, she like as youthful characters tend to do, but like I said,
It's in
I
character.
hate when. Yeah, but I hate when 19-year-olds act like they're 35. So
It's a coming of age novel. We go into it knowing that there's gonna be kids acting stupid.
yeah,
In terms of something else I did not like, I feel like this book is like 50 to 100 pages too long. It got to like
Facts.
the middle, and I was like, this is taking too long for like things to happen. And I love,
Pacing.
yeah. I'm not somebody who hates slow pacing. It's just, it was so fast at the beginning, and then the middle drags, and then it's so fast at the end. So it got to the end, and I was like, I want this to be over. Like, I had to push myself last night to finish the final chapter in the epilogue. Because it was a book that, if I was not reading it for a book club, I would have just put it down and not picked it back up. Like, its pacing is
I was
off.
on a train. I had nothing else to do. I was like, I'm saving this book for the train ride because I'm gonna be. And then the thing was, like, I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and I was like, way past where I'd nodded off. I was like, oh shit! And I didn't realize, like, I fell asleep. I was like, oh man, I must have nodded off. Now I have to rewind this and find where I nodded off at, and re-listen to it. Yeah, it's just kind of. It's just kind of boring.
The pacing
sometimes.
is not great. And, like,
Pacing is
I
not great.
love...
Easy fix though.
Yeah.
Like, that's an easy. I'm shocked that they didn't catch a lot of this in editing. Honestly.
Something that shocked me, by the way, in terms of editing, I had never thought I would read the word cuckold in a young adult novel.
Yeah, that threw me off.
I was like, what?
I thought she said cock.
Nope. Cuckold.
And I was like, what a book? I thought this was a sapphic novel. Because I was listening to it. But then they said it. So you consider this YA then?
Yes, it's young adult. It is categorized as young adult.
Okay.
So that threw me off. I was like, what? What? But yeah. Also, in terms of the twists, because there were many, I think a lot of them were really obvious, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for me, but I know for other people, no. They don't enjoy it.
That doesn't bother me. Like, I think it's like, here's the thing, is like, the older you get, the more media you consume,
It's
like, the
easier
more
to see
predictable
what's
things
coming.
are. Yeah, there's the cues. Like, I've read, like, and we've read a lot of books. Like, we pick up on the cues relatively quickly, and we're like, oh, okay, this is familiar.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, not everything needs to be a surprise for it to be enjoyable.
It's not
I
bad.
like when I can predict it. I like when I'm right.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing for me, but I know for other people, they're like, I really hate when I can predict all of the things that are going to happen. And I'm like, okay.
I just kind of wish like, here's the thing. It's like, if the twist is predictable and it's, like, kind of obvious, then the characters should figure it out.
Yeah, like, it feels like
That's
when
the only thing.
when Ophelia is going, my mother didn't want us to be there. I wonder why she didn't want us to be there. Ophelia, open your eyes.
Yeah, like, there just should have been a little bit, like, here's the thing, like, and if, as a writer, like, if you're going to make your twist simple and, like, straightforward, which is not a bad thing, have the characters figure it out.
And, like,
you know? Like,
I think
have them figure it out.
That's part of the reason why Ophelia, when she's having that fight with Lope, is so annoying. Because it's so obvious to us as the reader that the king is evil. And it was obvious, like, way back when they first met. Because of the shadows.
Yeah, like, so, now that we're on, like, dislikes, the thing that irritated me most about this novel was how much conflict could have been avoided with some simple, direct communication.
Yeah.
Like, simple, direct communication, like, just a few lines, just a few words even, like, would have been. And see, like, I'm a fan of characters, like, not talking to each other about things. Like, I write fan fiction. Like, that's my whole shtick. Like, I get it. I love watching characters interact with what should be said, like, on the tip of their tongues, and them, like, refusing to say it for whatever reason or another. And so they kind of dance around it, and there's a kind of a reveal at the end. Like, I enjoy that formula. That really wasn't what we got here.
No.
Like, a lot of and I was interested in how the characters would have responded to more direct communication. Like, I feel like this is a story where the mother could have been straightforward with Ophelia in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then her just not believing her mother and I feel like the reveal could have been revealed in the beginning, and then we would have had like the same story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She gets there and she finds out immediately that that is her dad.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change the story. It just
Like,
adds a
what-
layer of conflict.
100%. And like, it's just drama for drama's sake. And that irritates me. Because I'm like, we don't need this drama. Like, mom could have revealed everything in the beginning, then gone off, then disappeared. And then it's like, well, we have to go save her. We have to go.
Like, it's the same
and it would have
story.
been the same story. Yeah, it would have been the same story.
Especially since
So,
we know for a fact Marisol doesn't know that King Leo is sacrificing people. Like, that's not something we know. We don't even really fully understand why she ran off with the baby. She was just like, well, this place isn't safe, so I'm gonna leave.
yeah. Yeah. I also feel like Marisol was kind of like done a little bit dirty by the narrative in that I thought we were finna learn a lot more about her as a character. And
it
while the
wasn't.
relationship between her and Ophelia was interesting, I was just left with a lot more questions as to like,
Who was she?
Why?
What was her story?
yeah,
How
like,
did she
why
and
would-
the king become a thing?
that's the story that's the thing is like when you build a world like this to anybody who's writing, and I'm going on these tangents because I am writing right now and I'm consuming a lot of tips on
Yeah.
Tumblr. But like when you find yourself reading a novel and you find yourself more interested in kind of the background lore and side stories, that's a sign that you actually have like as the writer, you actually have like a lot of really interesting world building going on. That you are like
The world is
because I do think
very
she got a lot of
interesting.
things right. I think she got a lot of things right. I think the author got a lot of things right
Yeah.
in this book. But the thing is, it was like edging me.
Yeah.
It was like
because like we didn't find out
teasing me.
anything about her actual husband other than
No.
he was killed by the king.
Yeah,
Like that was
it-
staged by the king.
There's a lot of really good stuff here.
Why did he do
and
that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's setting the stage for additional novels, and that's like why we didn't get.
Yeah, I'm not
more
sure 'cause this is
answers?
her latest one, but previously she's only ever written standalone.
Right.
So
But yeah, so there was a lot of really interesting stuff here. There was a lot of really fascinating seeds planted, and we just didn't see anything come to fruition over the course of the story. And so I'm kind of like, oh.
because like I really enjoyed
That was-
Marisol's character when she was there. I just wanted to know more about
like,
her.
that she was beautiful and tragic and like hopelessly sad. And I'm like, why is your mom like this? And Ophelia's like, that's just my mom.
Yeah, that's just how she is.
What?
Like,
I'm
no,
like, what? Girl, no.
Ophelia, your
and
mother has depression.
I forgot to say, one thing I really did enjoy about this book is the Spanish and the obvious Spanish and French influence in the world building with the character names. It's really nice. I have a Mexican heritage, and it was really cool to see characters with Spanish names and Mexican sounding names like within the story. So I really enjoyed that. I love the Spanish influence on the world building and the setting. So that
Yeah,
was
the
cool.
Spanish. And like the distinction between the North, I think they said the North and the South accents, where one was French and one was Spanish.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was very interesting.
It's like, yeah, it really reminds me of New Orleans a lot, honestly. Because New Orleans is a city that was also owned by the French and then the Spanish and then the French again and then handed over to the United States. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's like my city. This is cool. So I really liked it. I liked that a lot. I forgot to mention that in my like setting. Anything else we disliked?
You made vague reference to not liking the epilogue.
Oh, I didn't like
Earlier.
the epilogue. Yeah, I didn't like the epilogue.
I didn't mind it.
I didn't feel like it was necessary. I didn't feel like it
No.
was necessary. I'm not a huge fan of epilogues because I like to imagine like what. I'm not a huge fan of epilogues. I am a big fan of closing scenes.
I didn't mind the
But
epilogue,
I'm
but
not
I
a
think
I'm not a huge fan of epilogues.
it
in
went too
general.
long.
Not,
I think the
not a big
epilogue
fan.
should have ended the second Lope called out to Ophelia and she was running across the field of flowers, and it should have ended there. That should have been the end
There's
of the epilogue.
really good imagery. Like there's a lot of really great imagery in this novel.
Yeah.
Romantic imagery. It's nice.
I ran out of
I
tabs.
wanted
for
to love
romance,
it. I
for
wanted
love.
to love it a lot. Huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have
I
because
wanted-
I've got tabs. I ran out of love tabs by the end.
Yeah, I wanted to. That's cute. I wanted to love it a lot more. I wanted to love it a lot more than I did. I was really excited to read this book because I love sapphic stories.
Yeah.
And I wanted to love it a lot more than I did.
I ended up
I
writing
think there was a lot of
a 3.5.
Huh?
I think I ended up writing about a 3.5.
Oh, so here's my idea. I came up with a scale
Mm.
because we both Dragon Age is both my favorite games,
Yeah.
and so I came up with a scale of how. So like in terms of romance, is this like we can rate the book
Based on the
depending on depending on based on the romances of Dragon Age Origins. So we have so this is given to us as a Liliana type romance. But is this but what kind of romance would you categorize this? Because Dragon Age gives us a variety of different romances throughout the game. We've got Alistair, Zevran, Liliana, and Morrigan. And each of those romances are very nuanced and intricate depending on how you play the game. And they each give you a very different kind of experience depending on who you pick and who you are. So how would you rate this?
Detour away from Origins
Okay.
and go into Inquisition.
Okay.
I think this book wants to be a Josephine.
Okay.
I don't think it achieves a Josephine, but I think it wants
I've
to be a
never done the
Josephine.
Josephine romance, but
It's
I
very-
do know what it entails.
It's
Yeah.
very like Jane Austen, courtly romance, arranged marriage, political intrigue. And I think that's what the book wants to be, but I think it fails in the pacing of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the downfall is.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you put it?
Where would I put it? Okay. God, if we're going into Inquisition, it's a lot of romances. Let's try to keep it simple.
We got
Nina.
options. We got options. You could go into
So many. Okay,
You
so
could go
I
into
think this wanted to
Veilguard.
be like, oh my God, I haven't even done all the romances in Belgard.
Same.
The only okay. I think this game wanted it to be like a Lucanus, much giving lots of Lucanus because it promised us a lot and ended up being a nothing burger.
Yeah. The pacing fucked it.
Pacing is hard. Like I
It
always
is,
feel
it
bad
is.
for stories because you know what? That's an editor thing. I blame her editor. I blame her editor for not helping like when it's pacing, when stories drag, when authors repeat the same thing over and over again.
Like I feel like went to
blame the
so many
editor.
parties that were nothing.
I blame the editor. You know, like why wasn't this? You know, and I come reading. The last romance I read before I read this one was Heated Rivalry, which is very strict. Like every single scene has a purpose in those novels. It's very to the point. This is what's happening. This is the purpose. And I just felt like this novel could have used more of that.
See, I don't
Yeah.
mind scenes that have no purpose. It's just when there are so many, you're left with a novel that people put down and then don't pick back up. Because, like, Ophelia went to so many fucking parties that amounted to nothing.
And I love parties. Like
that whole
I
party
read the
in
Bridgerton.
the
I read the
garden.
Bridgerton books.
The
I
whole
read the
party.
Bridgerton books. Like I'm all
Yeah.
about parties, but like, yeah, nothing burger.
No, like the
Giant
whole
nothing
party
burger.
in the garden where they introduced this like romantic rival for Lope that was nothing. Like, why is she there?
I don't know.
What is the point? Like, this woman is present because Ophelia comes in and is talking with the king about how she's in love with Lope and how it can't come to anything. And he's like, well, I present to you a new woman that you can be in love with. and she will dance with you, and it will be great. And it's nothing. We get one scene at the end where she's using this woman as an excuse to run away and, like, slip into the Hall of Illusions. But, like, who is this woman? She's presented as this rival to Lope, and it's nothing.
Nothing burger.
She's there twice.
Nothing. That's frustrating.
Like, there's no... Lope doesn't even know she exists. There's no conflict there.
Yeah, Lope doesn't even care. Like,
at that point, Lope has run... But at the point where Ophelia is actually using this woman to get things, Lope is off at a tavern, having left the chateau.
Yeah, she's like not even... She's like, I don't
Not even there. She's left. She's gone.
Yeah, I really don't know. And like in my mind, I was like trying to predict where this was going. I was like, watch, do they end up at this tavern? Like, does Lope think Ophelia's in trouble? Is there gonna be like, I think that would have been a good... So here's the thing with like reading books that I kind of like. It's like, I decide to rewrite
you could do it better. You're like, I could do this better. I'm gonna rewrite it.
Yeah. But I was kind of like with that with Despero too. Because like, okay, so you said you gave this 3.5. Yeah, I give this a Lucanus romance. Man, that's my rating. Very excited about it. Didn't lead to much.
No, it's
just satisfying.
Like, it wasn't unenjoyable, but it could have been so much more.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Solid 3.
Yeah. It's just, I think the 0.5 comes up because I enjoyed Lope and the King of Shadows so much, and their interactions. Their interactions were great. And, like, her being his favorite poet was...
I loved
that
was cute. That was a nice touch.
I also love the King of Shadows essentially becoming Ophelia's dad. At the very end.
So funny.
I'm like, you're just changing your appearance so you look like them, and now you're like her dad.
He was okay. You know what vibes I was getting from the King of Shadows?
What?
It's like one of those people who takes on the personality of whoever they're hanging out with the most at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a guy who starts dressing and acting like his best friend, whoever his best friend
I
is.
love
Like,
him.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not in a bad way.
No,
not in
it's
a bad
just
way.
like, he doesn't know
because
who he is.
admires. Yeah, he doesn't know who he is, and he really admires, like, he really admires the people that he spends time with.
I half
You know
expected at the end for him to walk out of the underworld with them because he had become so human. Like, he is no longer a god, he is a human man. With godlike abilities. But that's
Walks
not what
out
happened.
of the underworld.
Yeah.
Wearing like basketball shorts and like a tank top and a backwards hat. When he walked into the underworld, like wearing like Regency clothing.
Do you think Marisol would let that man walk out in basketball shorts? Be so real.
I don't know. What
She
does
would
Marisol
not.
wear?
Marisol was wearing like a yellow dress and her hair was like down and she was very pretty and she was painting. She was painting him.
Word.
I fully believe that she is in a relationship with him.
You think so?
They were hooking up.
I just don't understand. Like, I left this book with so many more questions than answers. There was a lot of talking, but not about the plot.
Nope. I want a spin-off book that is an adult novel, not a young adult novel, like a full adult novel that is just about Marisol and what her life was.
Give us a prequel. Give us a prequel about Marisol and the King of Shadows.
Give me the story of her and her husband. Give me the story of her and her husband. Give me the story about her and the king, and then tell me what the fuck happened in that 1 year where we didn't get to see them, and then clearly her and the King of Shadows became close because she was painting him so comfortably, and like he was changing his appearance to look like her. Like, he had Ophelia's hair and, like, amethyst eyes and was like, I am her dad. Because Marisol doesn't have red hair. Marisol's hair's dark.
So like, I'm imagining that, like, her and the King of Shadows were, like, hooking up and he was like, "Oh, we can't be together." So then she like met her husband, and then he got like super jealous,
Mm.
and then killed him.
Maybe the king did that. I don't think the King of Shadows did that because I think the King of Shadows doesn't know who he fucking is.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think the King of
What
Shadows
happened
had
to
a
her husband,
personality. He
What
died.
happened to her husband?
King
Just
Leo
died.
King
I thought
Leo
he was
sent him to the
murdered.
front. So he
Yeah,
wasn't
I thought he was
murdered, but
murdered.
it was like staged
Oh,
for him to
yeah, because I
die.
thought he was murdered. See, this is what happens when authors aren't clear with what's happening in their story.
No, it was
I was
like,
like, which
and
king
we
is
didn't
this? Oh,
we
okay.
didn't find out that that was staged by King Leo until like the very end of the novel when Ophelia was finally able to sit down and talk with her mum. Because King Leo was like, "Oh yeah, no. Her husband was a general and died at war." And we didn't find out that he was the reason he was sent because he was conscripted.
Right, it's scripted. Sorry, my mom's looking for something.
Like, there was so much there that could have been and then wasn't. I want to know Marisol. I want to know what the fuck was happening. Because, like, also, I know Sasha.
Sorry, my mom's looking for something. I'm listening.
Also, the king, like King Leo, right, cannot have
King
been
Leo.
that old. Right? So he was blessed with immortality, but he could not have been that old because Elgatane, or whatever her name was, the mother of the librarian, when they were discussing the freedom that they would get, the King of Shadows said she would age to be about 80. So he's only been king for like 40 years. I want that story. I want to know how people responded to the death, in quotations, of his brother and his father
Eglantine?
with no body.
That's her name? Madame Eglantine?
Something like that.
Enigmatic palace librarian.
Yeah, her mum. Who opened the door to allow King Leo to make the deal with the King of Shadows.
Right.
Who was the first sacrifice. She was only going to age to be about 80 if she went back. So if we assume she was in her early 30s when it happened, because like she had a daughter and her daughter was clearly old enough to have clear memories of things. Right? Like this isn't a child, so she could be even in her 40s.
I didn't think she was that old.
Can you repeat
I
that?
didn't think she was that old. I did not think she was that old.
Eglantine or her mother?
The mom.
Yeah, the mom is frozen in time. Age is weird, because, like, this is me trying to work out how long King Leo has been king. Because I'm like, I want to know what that was about. Like...
Yeah, we didn't get any information on, like, the...
Because he
on
sacrificed...
the hierarchical structure of, like, the court.
He sacrificed her, then his brother and father, and then years later his mom.
Right.
And then the next person he sacrificed was Francois. I think her name was. So, like, that feels like it's not been that long. Especially if she's coming back and it's only been 80... If she'd only get to 80 years old. So, like, there are people who were around who were there when he was blessed, and we don't get any of that.
Right. And here's the thing is, like, has this only been going on for as long as, like, Ophelia's been, like, alive?
Yeah, because, like, we find out...
Because, like, she's born, and then they leave, and then, like, she's like, I want to go back. And how old is Ophelia? Like, 16? 17?
Turning 17.
Okay. Yeah,
because
16.
like,
I am 16, going on 17.
because like, here's my thing. I feel like sometimes authors think time moves in a way that it doesn't. Because I have the same thing with the Hunger Games when they talk about people not really remembering Lucy Gray. Because like, the time between Lucy Gray and Katniss is not that long.
No, you would remember them.
Like, even if there's no
There would be
recording,
crossover. There would be crossover.
Yeah, like-
in the district, because the districts are small. Everybody
Yeah.
knows everybody.
like, even if there was no recordings and people were told not to talk about her, there would still be people talking about her, even in
Yeah,
secret.
of course. Just like how people are talking about like Candace's dad.
Yeah, like,
And he was nobody. He was nobody.
there's no way the only thing that they have as discussion of her is there was an unnamed female district winner. There's no
that's
way
ridiculous.
that is what Katniss knows.
That's ridiculous.
So I have the same feeling about this book where I'm like, there are people who are in the chateau
Who have information.
who were there when
Yeah.
he became king. And there's no way nobody questioned things or like has information about something when like the explanation he
like,
gave
here's
is
the
I was
thing,
blessed
Nina.
by the gods.
I just assumed everybody knew.
Mm.
Like, the way that I've interpreted that is that I assumed that all the older people within the chateau thing just knew what was going on
Right.
and didn't talk about it.
'Cause,
That's
like,
what I assumed.
Also,
Because that I was not given. I felt like everybody knew and everybody was kind of in on the secret, and it was like, if you know, you know.
yeah, because like
That's
they're
what
all
I felt
told
all the
you
adults
can't go
were
outside
giving.
at night. What's up
Yeah,
with
I
that?
felt like all the adults were giving, if you know, you know, and it's like everybody knew. You just and you didn't talk about it because everybody knew. Okay, maybe that's something that I made up.
Yeah,
to make
because
the
then
whole
like
synopsis.
why was Francois?
I made that up to make the whole synopsis plausible in my mind. Because like, why is nobody questioning?
Because like the
setup
only
here?
people who question it are the librarian and the people in the tavern that is like 3 hours walk from the chateau.
Yeah, I was like, there must be some kind of payoff here. I thought we were. So here's the thing: is like people will go along with fucked up systems
Yeah,
as long as they
I
benefit
have no
from
doubt.
It. Yeah,
that
they go
that would
along like
make
that's
it
the
make
that is just fact. People go along with fucked up systems as long as they benefit from it, as long as there's a payoff in some way, shape, or form, and there's no reason to upset the setup. Like people will go along with fucking anything. Right? So I'm like, okay, like there must be a payoff for everybody to be keeping their mouth shut and to not be talking about it and to not be putting the situation on blast. But I think I assumed that everybody knew. That everybody knew, that everybody was in on it.
And, like, that
one of
would
those
make
shows
it
where
make
it's
more
like the
sense.
help, where the, like, you know, like one of those shows where it's like, oh, everybody was in on it the whole time, like anger management or something. You know what I'm saying?
And like that would make
And the
it
only
make more
person who
sense.
didn't know was the main character.
But then
I made that up.
It doesn't make any sense for Francois to be like, oh, I trusted him. If they know that he made a fucked up deal,
I thought he was lying. Yeah, I glossed over that shit.
Why are people allowing themselves to fall in love with this man?
I know. I glossed over that shit mentally because that didn't make any fucking sense. In my mind, everybody was in on it, and the only person who didn't know was like the main character. I thought it was like the Truman Show. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like the Truman Show, and I thought there was gonna be like a big reveal, and it never happened. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. I guess
like what
and
the
I was like,
fuck
oh wait,
happened?
so y'all were just going along with this for no reason, and there was no benefit to
and
you.
there was no question of why the shadows didn't attack people in the chateau at all.
No,
other than
nobody
it
gave
being
a fuck.
other than it being like, it is blessed by the gods, and people are like, okay.
And they were just like, yeah, bet, say less.
But what the fuck happened? Like, there was no bodies for the royal family when they died. If they got really sick and that was how they died, where are their bodies? Why didn't anybody question that?
So there's another book, Alana, like the First Adventurer or something. Tamora, I think it's like a Tamora Pierce book. One of my favorite series. And There's some of that in the book as well, where like things happen and everybody just kind of goes along with it, and then you have the main character who's like, well, what the fuck are we doing this? And everybody else is like, and I'm like, there's no way this character is the first person to question this fucked up weird thing that is
There's
happening.
no way.
It's obviously weird because it's weird for the main character who grew up in this world. Because here's the thing.
Literally.
It's like when a character lives in another world, they obviously have different norms than you and I have.
Yeah.
Like if magic is real, and then obviously if in a world where magic is real and fucked up shit is popping off, and the character is like, well, this is weird. You know it's weird.
Like, why was Lope the only one who was like, I can feel shadows here?
Yeah,
like, there's no
weird.
way. Like, we know that some of the knights are in on it, right? The knights are aware that there are shadows in the chateau.
They have to be.
We know that the knights know there are shadows in the chateau, but they don't know that the king is sacrificing people. But, like, there's no way somebody hasn't come in who has had experience with shadows and is able to sense them around before Lope. And nobody's discussed it. Like, you're walking around
Lope is just that special.
She's just special.
Just that girl.
She's
just that girl.
She is the King of Shadow's favorite poet.
Yeah, she is that girl.
She is his favorite poet.
And while I love that thought, it's not super plausible,
No.
like in this type of world.
I
And I kind of wish this is where factions and political dynamics really would have
I wanted
been
more political intrigue.
A great layer. Yeah,
Like,
a
why are
great layer
people
to
not
the
there
story.
who were
Like,
who were
what's the
backing his
benefit?
brother? Like, there had
Like,
to be
I
people
believe. Back
that
in
were
his brother.
that were
Yeah.
backing his brother and are like, well, you're a second son, but that doesn't mean you should be on the throne.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
I want more
and
political
see,
intrigue.
like like I said, I was totally prepared to buy into like people going along with a fucked up system because there's some type of benefit.
Yeah.
And I thought like there were finna be factions. I thought there was finna be like political intrigue. I thought there were more layers to this.
And we didn't
Because
get
there's
that.
no way. Okay, so like the way Marisol phrases it in the beginning of the story, where Ophelia's like, "Oh, there's shadows everywhere, and there's no shadows at the chateau. We should go there." And Marisol's like, "I
But
will
it's not
go." And I'm
safe.
like, "If the chateau is safe, why aren't y'all there?
Yeah,
Why
like
we are here?
why was it that Marisol felt
Where are we?"
that the chateau was so unsafe that they couldn't go there? We never get an answer. She was just like, it's
No,
not
because
safe.
she goes. I was trying to piece it together. I'm like, okay, this is, and I think that's where I came up with, oh, everybody's in on an idea.
Yeah.
I thought Marisol was putting on a show
Yeah.
for Ophelia because Ophelia just takes it for granted that like her mom is this way. And I was like, there's no way this is just her personality.
No.
She must be like performing this. So for like another reason. And I was like, and then everybody else in the story was kind of this way. And I was like, oh, like they're all in on it. No.
No.
Dear
See,
reader,
I
no,
was
that was not the
like,
case.
I was convinced that Marisol was aware. Like, I was convinced she was in on it.
That she knew what was going on.
Because the king had tried to sacrifice her, and that's why she left. But that is not the answer we are given.
No.
I feel like that is a more interesting answer. But it is not the answer we are given.
We're gonna rewrite this book.
Yep. We're gonna rewrite it.
this
Fanfic
book.
time.
We're gonna do it. It's coming. It's coming. We're gonna do it over.
Fanfic
We're
time.
gonna do it right. No offense to the author.
No, it's
because
very
she did
well
a great
written.
job.
It's just
It is well done.
Yeah.
It is a solid sapphic novel.
I'm just
I think the fact
frustrated.
that we are so interested in this world is a testament to
Yeah.
how great a job she did in her world building. Because like the book's not that long.
No.
It's not like is it 1,000 pages?
It's
like
I think
400
it's
pages.
420 something.
I don't have the physical book. It's not
423.
Okay,
how
it's
long.
not 1,000 pages. It's not that long of a book. Like it's not like a huge fantasy novel like Game of Thrones or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a solid read. It is 400 pages. Could have been 250.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been 300.
Yeah, it
But-
should have been 300.
Should have been 300, but it's a solid read. There's a lot of world building. You can tell like she did a lot of work
Yeah, like it's very it's a very well
around
crafted world.
Mhm. Immersion, only to take me out of it with the flowery prose. And I'm just like, ah, stop it.
I love purple prose. I don't think that was my issue. I think my issue is the pacing.
Yes, pacing. Yes, pacing. I also think that the voices of the characters could have been like a little bit more distinct in that, like, when we get the dual perspectives, one could be less flowery.
Yeah.
You know? Or we could have like the dual perspectives and we could have the same scene described from the two different ways of writing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I would have loved...
And I think that would have, at least for me, that would have anchored me a little bit more solidly into the story. Because then I could read an Ophelia chapter and trust that, like, oh, okay, Lope's gonna straighten this out for me when I get to her part.
Yeah, because like
I'm just gonna go along with this for now, and then when I get
Right.
to Lope's section, she'll break it down for me in a more like logical, grounded place.
Yeah, like
because
I wish...
that's how I felt. That's how I felt that's how I felt the dynamic of their characters worked. That like Ophelia was kind of in this imaginary world.
Like, I wish she was
and
more of an
Lope
unreliable
was more
narrator.
grounded. Yeah, and then she was unreliable, and it's like, okay, and then we get to Lope, and Lope's like, no, that's not what happened. And then the prose, like, it could still retain its poetry, but in a perspective that is much more grounded in the real world, in the literal world around her. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if, like, the shadows, quote unquote, turned out to be, like, when we hear them described from, like, Ophelia and her mom, it's one thing, but then when Lope describes them, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, we recognize that as like a character, as like a creature from mythology or whatever. Just through her realistic description, because she has to fight them, right? Like, that's her thing.
Like, that's her. She knows shadows. She knows them inside and out. She's been tracking their movements. She knows all about them.
She's an expert. Yeah.
Also, I want to know what's happening on the other side of the chateau. We know so much about what is happening on the side from, like, Ophelia's home up to the chateau. But if all of the shadows are coming from the chateau, are they not also going north? Or are they just going south? I want to know that.
I didn't think about it that much because I was confused by a lot of what was happening in this book.
I think about everything too much.
I couldn't even like nail directions down because I was so focused
I'm saying
on
north
trying
and
to
south,
figure out.
But I don't think north and south are correct.
Going on in the book. It's like, but it's happening.
I feel like it's gonna be that with the next book we're doing as well, because we're doing Wuthering Heights next, which also has a lot of those like purple prose, very descriptive elements.
Yeah, I'm prepared for you to break down for me what's going on in this novel because I've tried to read Wuthering Heights a couple of times because I'm a Bronte fan, not of their written works, but just of like the sisters themselves.
Their life.
I like women. I like women. What can I say?
I've read Jane Eyre and I loved Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre was great.
Jane Eyre is crazy.
Jane Eyre is great.
That book is nuts.
Whereas like you think it's gonna be a like ghost, and it's like no, there's just a fucking woman in his ceiling.
His ex-wife.
Yeah.
His current wife.
Current wife. He is double married.
Who's black?
It's crazy. Like, it's actually insane.
What's the name of the main dude?
I don't know.
I do like the part where he cross dresses. Where he puts on drag to Jane, and I'm like, this man is.
It's actually.
This is not romantic.
It's crazy.
I'm like, this is a romantic lead. Really?
The Brontes are insane.
Not that there's anything wrong. I love a man in drag. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll take Katya in and out of drag, baby. I will. I love it. I love a man in drag. But not when he's using drag to interrogate his potential partner on, like, what she thinks about him.
I'm just like, none of the Brontes male leads should be loved. They all suck. They're all terrible.
I am excited because I feel like book club is gonna force me to carry through. Like I'm gonna get the audiobook,
Mm.
and book club is gonna carry me through this novel because
It's gonna
I
make
will
you do
finish
it.
it, and then I'm gonna sit here and have you tell me what happened because I'm telling you, friend, I'm not gonna have a fucking clue.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna have a clue. I'm not gonna have any clue. But that's
The
okay.
book is broken
That's
into 2 parts, so we'll get through it.
Yeah, it'll be great.
We need to work out a timeline, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, can I read this in a month? Or do I need 2 months?
Oh,
It's just a very, like, there's a lot in it. It's
we
not
could do-
long, but it's like,
Mhm.
there's a lot in it.
We could do. How about this? I think we'll have a touch point for parts 1 and 2. I
Yeah.
think we should touch base. I think we
Where's-
should just
where's
read
the-
it.
where is
We'll
it?
set a touch point for the first part and see how we feel, where we're at. Like, why don't we pick, what's today? 17th? Why don't we touch base
I'm looking for where the break is to see if I can, like,
in
work
the book?
out. Yeah, I've got the book out. What chapter does...
I don't have my mouse on.
Here.
I'm over here trying to use my mouse and it's not even on.
Okay, so in my copy of the book, part 1, volume 1 is 153 pages long.
Oh, okay.
And then the second part is about the same length. Like, it's actually quite evenly distributed.
Okay. Well, I feel like we could check. So when is the next,
Next
17th of June?
Book
Is that what you're
club
looking at?
would be the 28th.
Oh.
'Cause it has
I
to
feel
be on a
we could
weekend.
read it. I feel like we could do that.
Or, no, it would technically be... Wait. I think it would technically be the 21st if we went for the next, like, a month away. But I reckon if we move it to the 28th or the 5th of July, even,
Mhm.
I reckon we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do it. It's not that long. It's not that
No,
long.
it's just dense.
It is dense. Oh, you know what we could even do?
Mm.
You know what we could even do? We could have book club. We could split book club into 2 parts.
We could, and do, like,
Part 1 and
part
then
1,
part 2.
volume 1, and then the next week's book club, or, like, next time we have book club.
Well, and we could just do book club like the next week. We could just
Yeah.
do like parts 1 and 2. We'll just
Yeah.
do parts 1 and 2. And so like we'll plan for, what'd you say, the
28th, and see how far we get, because I'm reading the physical copy of the book, so I've got to see if I can do it. And if I only get through part 1,
and then
we'll
just like the
discuss part 1. Let's check in a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
weeks and see where we're at.
Yeah. That's what we'll do.
Because it's not a long book, it's just dense. Like, if we were gonna
Yeah.
read something like Priory of the Orange Tree, I would be like, we're gonna take 2 months, 3 months to do that.
Well, when we read Circle of Friends, I
Yeah,
feel like we are
that
gonna
one's
need
gonna be-
that's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
We'll probably need 2 parts for because I have a lot to say about Circle of Friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna need 2
Or
parts.
we just
for
do
Circle
a
of Friends.
very, very long stream.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Yeah, we
It's
start
gonna be
early, we go for a very long time, we have lunch in the middle.
long. That's gonna be long. It's gonna be long, but it's
It's
be
going
good.
on my
I'm so excited
list
for you to read-
for next
I'm
year.
so excited for you to read Circle of Friends.
Because I'm
Next
making
year?
myself... yeah, because by the time I finish everything else I want to read before that, it's going to be next year.
Jesus.
I know.
Oh, the year's almost over.
Yeah, and I've
honestly
got to focus in
away.
on, like, the stuff the year 12s are reading first.
Yeah, that's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only 6 months away. It's not that long.
It's going on my list of 30 books to read before I'm 30, which is my theme for next year's book list. The 30 books that I need to read before I turn 30, because I'll be turning 29 at the end of this year.
Well, that's great because I read that book. I read that book every year around Christmas time. So I'll have read it a couple, another at
Another
least one more
time.
time
Yeah.
before we have book club about it, and then I'll read it again for book club.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. I read that book every year. It's one of my favorites.
Looking at my bookshelf and going, God, there's so many books we have to read. I'm gonna use book club to also. We're now just discussing other books that we're gonna read at some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use book club to force myself to read The Well of Loneliness, because I read like the first 10 chapters and fucking hated it. And I'm gonna see if I can do it again.
You're gonna make me read that?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, and we will loathe it together.
I'm gonna put a book I hate on the list.
Do it.
We'll have to do. I'm gonna put a book that I fucking hate.
One that like we
Make me
want to
talk about
read,
it.
but we can't because we fucking hate it.
I'll think about it. I know I have some.
Because it's like
I know I have
I
one in
want to
there.
read it because it's such an integral text.
Sarah
I-
J. Maas.
I don't make me fucking do
I
that
haven't-
again.
I
Don't
ha-
make me do that again.
I've never read them. I can't get through them.
It's enjoyable, but like fuck. Don't make me do that again.
I can't get through it.
I
It's
don't think I could.
insane.
I don't think it's a book that I could read a second time. I've done the audiobooks. So I like when I do audiobooks, I'm doing other things at the same time, so I'm not focused on them. I think that's the only way I could do it again. I could not, even having done things at the same time, I have analyzed those books and gone, this is a fucking shit show. I can talk about it right now if you want me to. It is a fucking shit show.
So funny. No, I haven't read them. I got up to the part where she goes to the Fey Kingdom. Because I was really interested in like her trash sisters and her dad and like their
I'm
whole
more
Starvation
interested in them
situation.
than I am in the
thought they were
fairies.
cool. I was like, this is cool. And I really liked the thing. Okay, we're talking about Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, we're doing
But
it now. I should
haven't
change.
read the book, so
I'm
I
gonna
can't-
change
I
the
can't say
title of
much.
the stream and be like shitting on Sarah J. Maas. Which is book
I
club.
can't say a lot because the
no.
part that I read I did like. It was the it was the men.
Again, like
I can't.
it's not poorly written. It's just a shit plot.
I don't like them. So here's the thing. I love the world building of, I liked the main character. I liked the world building.
I don't
liked
like
her piece
Feyre.
of shit.
Feyre pisses me off.
I liked her in the beginning.
Book one,
I
she's
liked
great.
that. Okay.
I love her in
Okay,
book one.
So I like that let me tell you my favorite thing about Feyre. My favorite thing about Feyre, from what I've read, because I haven't read that much, is that she is not a virginal.
No. So Sarah J.
Girl.
Maas is somebody.
She
One thing I
had
respect about this woman,
relationships in
right?
her village with men, and they were sexual, and they
Yeah.
did not end in like dramatic. And like the way she describes the relationship with that boy in town is how I describe the relationship that I had with the last man that I ever dated.
Right.
That like, yeah, he was cool. It didn't work out, but we learned a lot from the relationship, and we went on with our lives.
One
Pretty
thing
much.
I respect about Sarah J. Maas is that she
And
said
that
she
was
was
cool.
never going to write a scene about a girl losing her virginity, and she stuck to that, and I respect it. Like, she made that a point. She was not going to talk about virginity in her texts. She was not going to write it. She was not
Because
going
it's
to do
not
it.
real. Virginity
No,
is not a.
she was
it's
like,
not a
I'm not
thing.
going to fucking
It's a
do it.
societal construct. It's a societal construct. You're not a different person after
Yeah.
you have sex for the first
And
time.
that I
You're literally
respect.
just a person. Just like you're not a different person when you get on an airplane for a first time, or when you travel overseas, or
You
when
just had a different
hit a
experience.
home run at a
Like,
baseball
it's
team.
just
It's
something
just
new.
another life experience. It's just another life experience. You're not a different person. There's nothing different about you.
Like,
Your
I
worth is
respect
not
that.
tied into
What
your
I don't
into
fucking respect
your sexual experience.
is the fact that the Night Court is an apartheid state, and I'm meant to fucking like Reese. I don't like that man. I don't.
I don't like any of them.
He's
I don't
a
like any of
fucking
them.
asshole.
The second she stepped into the Fae world, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This
Nah.
is insane. I don't
I
like these
didn't
men. I don't
mind-
like any of it. No, I don't like it. I don't like.
I like Lucian, and that's it.
I don't even remember who that is, but
He's
I
like
was like,
the redhead
I don't like
best
anybody.
friend of Tamlin. I like him, and that's it.
Tamlin. That's
Keep
the name.
Tamlin.
Excuse.
He's like the guy.
Keep Tamlin's name out your mouth. That is the man in Dragon Age Origins that we lost to the mayor. Okay. That's not a Sarah J.
That's
Maas
because
character.
Tamlin
I
is
refuse to believe
a
it.
name from a story. It's from a, I think it's a Celtic story. It's from the UK. I just don't remember if it's Celtic or medieval.
Okay, so there is another book. I just remembered this. There is another book that uses prose. I'm not sure if it's considered purple prose, but it uses prose, and I love that fucking book. That is a book that utilizes the specific style of writing without losing me
Mm.
and I didn't even read that in an audiobook, girl. Like
Yeah.
I sat down and read a physical book cover to cover that was entirely a specific structured prose like that. I don't know if it would be considered purple. And I loved it. And
Most
I knew
books are
exactly what was
prose,
happening.
so
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was like that. It was reminiscent of the purple prose in
Yeah.
this novel. And it didn't lose me. So it can be done.
Yeah,
It can be done.
Purple Prose are great. Dorian Gray, which is like my favorite classic novel. We will get to it at some point. I read it like almost once a year. Once every couple years I read it. And I will sit here and we will sit here for 5 hours and I will break that book down at some point. Whether it's in book club or I just have a stream where I break that shit down. It will happen. But it was like the original Purple Prose is Dorian Gray. That is the first book to like originate the concept of the Purple Prose.
Yeah, I think I've probably mentioned it before.
I fucking love
You
Dorian
have mentioned that before, I think.
Gray. Probably.
Yeah. But that's all I have to say about this book. Good book,
Yeah.
solid book.
It was okay.
3. This
was
is
okay.
I rate this 1 Lucanus.
It's solid. It's okay. It's enjoyable if you have the time. It is not something I will be picking up again.
Nope. 1 and done.
Yep.
In and out. Toot it and boot it. Alright. That's what I got for you, friend. Okay, so when's our next book club? You said it, but I've already forgotten.
Next month. We're gonna try and read this whole thing, but we might check in a couple weeks and see where we're at.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I'm struggling.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because it could.
You might just have to sit there and tell me what. I'll read it, but you might have to sit there and tell me what happened. Yeah.
It could turn into we meet every couple weeks and we
promise.
just review 5 chapters.
I can't promise I'll understand what's happening, but I'll read it. Comprehend it? I don't know, but read it, I will do.
I will set us up on Fable. I have been using Fable a little bit to like put comments in the chapters. If you go in there now and you look at my Where Shadows Bloom ones, it's like the king is her dad. The king is her dad. I'm pretty sure the king is her dad. Ophelia, why are you not listening to your mother? Lope is great. I love her pining. Ophelia, why are you not listening to Lope? Ophelia, you annoy me. Go away. And it's just it progressively gets more annoyed at Ophelia until like I hit chapter, I think it was chapter 21 when it went away and I stopped being annoyed. Like it's just I get frustrated. But if anybody is interested in joining us with our next book, I'll put the Discord in. Head over to the Discord. We are using Fable as well, so if you want to have a Fable account and just read along with us on there instead of joining the Discord, that's totally okay. But yeah, I'm gonna find someone to raid.
Sounds good.
I might
good discussion.
Yeah, there's no more to discuss. We've done it.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Lucanus, I'll always regret you.
I'm probably gonna romance him again when I do my Alice rerun, but like,
yeah,
I'm gonna redo that in the fanfic.
Canon.
I'm gonna adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, you should do that. That's your canon. It's not mine, but that's good.
Who are we gonna raid?
I don't see anybody online. Sombra's online.
Yeah, I just don't know how interested I am in Ghost of Yote.
I want to play it because I like Erokeishi.
Fair. I don't.
But you rate whoever you want, friend. I don't see anybody else online.
Yeah, I think my raid list has not updated. So I've got a bunch of people on it saying they're online, and I'm like, these people aren't online.
No, it's lying.
Danny is playing Date Everything, but I don't want to raid into that because I still haven't finished Date Everything.
I started it on the train. Like, barely started it.
I might raid this person who I've raided before, but like haven't in ages and haven't been in their stream in ages. They're playing Trees Hate You. So it's just a silly little game.
I heard that's good.
So let's raid into them. I might play a game later because I plan to go out for dinner with my friends, but we're ending up needing to reschedule.
So annoying.
And we're struggling. But we'll see. Yeah. Okay. So next book, Wuthering Heights. I will put it into Fable. And then
Heights be wuthering.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with Kathy and Heathcliff.
It'll be great.
It's gonna be something.
And then we'll watch the movie.
No.
Fine. No?
No.
No?
I cannot stand a bad adaptation, and it is a bad adaptation based on everything I have heard.
When are we going to watch Beaches? I really want you to watch that.
I'm not sure. I'm so busy at the moment.
You're not busy.
Are you sure?
You're not too busy for me.
I'm gonna need like a full reset by tomorrow because I've got work. And I've had no downtime this weekend.
Well, I'm sitting around at my mom's house, so I'll be around if you want a game. I'm not doing nothing.
I might stream on Wednesday. Oh, my raid's about to go. Bye, guys!
Okay, bye!